God, can you believe these younger generation stars? I mean, they up and leave each other in a helium flash, shooting off gas and dust everywhere without any regards for their elders. The indecency. Oh, speaking of indecency, did you hear about the amorous binary stars over on the south side of HR Town? Oh, I heard about it. Did you hear about the S scandal? No, what happened? Oh my God, it's the most delicious scandal. I'll tell you all about it. It's about this supernova named Greg and his little supergiant mistress named Anita. It goes like this.
You know, you're here 1 minute and then you're gone in a flash. I'm getting sick of this. There's no stability with you.
Anita, you know I love you. I just can't help my ephemeral ways.
It's just that when you explode, it's so powerful. I see gold and silver when I'm with you.
Anita,
but then in 100 seconds you're gone. You don't even want to cuddle after.
Anita, darling, I'm a supernova. I am the way I am because a massive star's iron core implodes upon itself. The protons and electrons fuse together to form neutrons and neutrinos. The core becomes a very stiff neutron star in less than a second. The infalling outer layers hit the core and heat up to billions of degrees from the impact. The neutrinos produced interact with the gas and the outer layers, helping to heat it up. Then I blast the superheated gas into space.
But Greg, as the expanding gas crashes into the surrounding interstellar gas, at thousands of kilometers per second, the shock waves heat it up to such high temperatures that it glows. You make me glow, Greg. You make me glow. How can you expect me to want to give that up?
Anita, you don't understand. I'm a loner. I'm a catch. Very few have had the privilege of experiencing and witnessing me. If you can't appreciate that, this is going nowhere.
I hate you!
So that's what happened.
Oh my God, scandalous. Oh, all the star formation and scandal going on in HR Town right now. Oh, what would a drama to say?
Let's fast forward to 10 million years later on Main Sequence Street in HR Town.
Excuse me, do you know where Main Sequence Street is? I'm new to this part of the diagram and I don't know my way around.
You're on it, Toots. What you looking for?
I'm looking for a Main Sequence star named Micro. Do you know him?
Oh, such a sweet boy. He's a fresh young buck. A little wild in his youth, but he's calmed down now. He lives right over there. Thank you. You're welcome.
And so Electra goes off in search of her lost lover. This is where she finds him.
Micro?
Electra!
Who's this little white dwarf? I'm not a white dwarf. I'm not even a proto star anymore. I'm a Main Sequence star now. Ooh, somebody thinks she can fuse hydrogen to helium in her core. Just seriously, Micro, let's go. Micro, we were born in the same star cluster. I thought we'd be companions Earth and go into planetary nebula together. But it seems like you have other companions now. You couldn't even wait 100 million years for me. Come on, Micro, let's go. What are you doing?
I'll meet you guys later. I have to talk to her.
Fine. Suit yourself. Whatever.
Electra, I don't even know what to say. It's been so long since I've seen your luminous face. I barely even recognize you.
Well, I have gone through a few stages. I've grown a lot. A whole solar mass, actually.
Well, I have noticed you've gotten a lot hotter.
Don't make me flare up.
Oh, Electra, it's the same old me. I just didn't know what to do when you weren't in my world anymore. I was lost without you.
Oh, come on. It's not like you moved across the galaxy. You really, really hurt me. There's no excuse for what you did.
Look, Electra, I wish there was somewhere I could make it up to. I don't even like Gaseosa and Nebulosa. They were just the first two stars I came across when I moved into the T-Tauri stage. We just became gravitationally bound. I couldn't help it.
Is that supposed to make me feel any better? Really? The thought of you orbiting around with those two just makes you want to...
Stop. Electra, stop. Don't think about them.
Okay.
They're in the past. You're the only one that I want. I love you, Electra.
Oh, Micro.
So there you have it. Our stars are reunited. Both Micro and Electra have moved on to the main sequence from their previous T-Tauri stage. Main sequence stars generally begin their journey in clusters. However, after a few orbits around the galactic center, gravitational tugs from other stars in the galaxy cause the stars in the cluster to wander away and live their lives alone, or perhaps with one or two companions. Since stars spend 90% of their lives in the main sequence stage, however, Micro and Electra are going to be stuck together for quite a while.
Micro, don't attract dust and interstellar medium around the house. I've been cleaning all day.
Sorry, I'll just try and be more careful next time.
I'm sick and tired of cleaning up after you. Look at what you've become. You never help. All you do is sit around and watch TV all day when you're not in the outer discs of the galaxy drinking.
Would you get off my back already? You're making me have a reaction. God.
You know what? Look at what we've become. We used to be so gravitationally bound. I just feel we've been in this main sequence stage for far too long. We're in a rut. We need change right now.
Well, then maybe it's time for a change. Let's move off the main sequence.
Let's do it.
Throughout the main sequence stage, relentless compression of gravity is balanced by the outward pressure from the nuclear fusion reactions in the core. Eventually, the hydrogen in the core is all converted to helium, and the nuclear reactions stop. Gravity takes over, and the core shrinks. The layers outside the core collapse too, and the gas compresses and heats up. Eventually, the layer just outside the core, called the shell layer, gets hot and dense enough for fusion to start. The luminosity of the star increases from its main sequence value. The gas envelope surrounding the core puffs outward under the action of the extra outward pressure. So, Micro and Electra begin to expand and grow together, and move on from the main sequence phase to become red giants.
Micro, I love you so much. I'm so sorry things are kind of bad in the main sequence. You're my companion star till death do us part.
I was acting like a fool. I know it's truly important now, and I love you more than ever.
But sad to say, this was not the case for our favorite scandalous couple, who seemed to be caught in the frustrations of cycling between stages 5 and 7.
God, why are all the men in my life so indecisive? Are you a giant or are you core burning? Are you a core burning or are you a supergiant? Just pick one.
Anita, I can't help if my core fuel keeps burning out, causing my core to resume its collapse. And I can't help if I'm massive enough to continue cycling through these phases.
All you're doing is creating heavier and heavier elements. Problems. This relationship is getting really heavy right about now, and I think it's high time that you did something to change that.
You know what? I'm starting to feel pretty weighted down myself. I think it's time for me to return to the subgiant phase.
What? Oh, no, you don't. I will not take any more of your stellar nucleosynthesis. It's over.
But let's get back to the stars of our show, lovers Micro and Electra. Here they are, still in the red giant supergiant stage, discussing their galactic fate.
We need to talk about something. You're larger than 3 solar masses. Don't you know what that means?
Yes, dear. It means I'm likely to become a black hole after I explode into a supernova. And it means you'll stay here as a planetary nebula, only to become a white dwarf or a neutron star.
What are we going to do?
We've been separated before. We can do it again.
And you know how great that went. Do you think I can go through that pain for a second time?
Look, I've learned a lot since then, and I would never do that to you again. I was just a protostar in love and thrust into the next 2 stages of my life only over a few million years. I've grown so much since then, and I know it's truly important to me. You.
But, Micro, what will the other stars think? And my family? They would never approve of this. Me, possibly a white dwarf with a black hole?
Our luminosity never mattered to you before, Alexia. Why should it matter now?
You know what? You're right. You may not emit visible light as a black hole, but you will always be the brightest star in my sky.
The end.